We're going to Formula Drift Japan, you guys. Look at the NOS bottle. Get in, boys and girls. Alright, welcome back to Haugen Racing, guys. Yep, got a new hair color. We ran out of colors, and so it's channeling my inner Cruella. As JMO said when I walked in. Anyways, getting crazy. Okay, so rear end is basically done. JMO got the front end put together, which I'm gonna make you guys wait to see that because I wanna show you guys the rear end first. Oh, we got our differential in, which JMO is just putting in, but this thing's coming together. What do you got left fab work wise? I feel like there's not much, really. There's a couple tabs on the front end, and then really diving on the plumbing and wiring, which involves some fab in a way.
Really, all the major fab's done. Just need a front bumper. What do you call it? A front bash bar.
We're gonna have to like search the eBays or something, but apparently like the main tube we use for bash bars and I mean even roll cage, all that crap, everybody's out of it. So that's convenient.
You know what that is? Do you know what that is?
Right.
That's just great!
Anyways, let's first look at the rear end. You guys will notice there's basically one bash bar for this corner, right? And it has these removable mounts, so you can replace the bash bar if the mount somehow gets destroyed. So then you got the other one for that corner, and then kind of what completes the like continuous plane of bash bar is that center one that you guys saw in the last video. So that kind of comes from there around to there. In the event of like a crash or collision, anything like that, it's like so much better and easier because usually if you hit one corner on like a one-piece bash bar, it can tweak the other side. The other thing is, there's a little bit of room. You're only allowed about an inch, but so not only you have that much movement already, and then the bash bar can slide a little bit, really creates, you know, a pretty soft back end, which is absolutely ideal. So if you guys watch like Formula Drift like slow-mo clips when guys just like dump their car into the wall and the car like doesn't even move, but the whole back end just kind of crushes, that's the idea. The other cool thing is kind of how we're hanging everything is with these little, we need to come up with like a fancy name for these, but these like Delrin rods.
We'll call them stiffies.
Stiffies? Yeah. Okay.
What?
Yeah, so we got 4 stiffies in here that
They're black stiffies.
and those basically just kind of keep everything in place. This is way cooler than like a metal rod because again, this is super soft. These are little, I'm bending these, you know, with my hand. And then there's just little attachment points right there. So that kind of not only holds this corner out, but holds the corner of the bumper as well. So we were kind of talking about the plumbing and wiring. There has to be some kind of forethought of like where stuff's gonna go. We figured kind of the best way to protect everything is to kind of sneak them up through here. So kind of right between the NOS bottle and the fuel cell, and then dip through the firewall right there. Anything that passes through the driver's cabin, any fluids have to be like firewalled off. JMO made this sick little structure that kind of goes right there, so all the lines will kind of dip through there. So you can kind of see it there, but that's where everything dumps out. That keeps everything super safe from all the suspension and everything like that. And then we'll run across along the side up to the front. I think we're both really excited about this. JMO, show them what we finally used. I introduced them in the last video.
Oh yeah, these sweet little zip tie guys. But they look pretty good. They work good. I've got them run all the way down along this side.
Also, now we're under here, this gives you guys kind of a good look of like the whole bash bar and stiffy system. Yeah. Also, we got the final diff in, which doesn't really look all that much different, just nice and clean. I like the blue bolts too. Probably one of the most exciting things that's happened though is this car has a front end now. Finally looks like a Skyline again. So we got front bumper, front fenders, the hood's on. I think you guys saw the hood and some of the cutouts. We'll show you guys a little more detail on the headlights, but those are obviously not R32 headlights. They're our own kind of concoction of components. Well, really the only thing that's missing, like exterior wise on the front end, is like the fender canards and then the front lip, but like the major stuff is all on here. Bust that shit open, dog.
So obviously you can see here that we're not running full headlights. They're just outer lenses with these sweet pod lights behind. Basically, it kind of allows a little bit of an extra custom look. And also, the headlights are not easy to get for this thing, so. Power steering reservoir mounted here for lack of a better place. It's not gonna heat up everything real bad.
Wait, grab the exhaust, show them kind of our plan for that. Our titanium guy Brady did all this like crazy titanium fab work for the Tacoma build. And so we're trying to reutilize everything we can. And it's actually like working out probably better than any of us thought, so.
Originally, it was supposed to do something like this here, but that's unfortunately not legal. So it's going to be flipped and more or less try and get it to fit down in there.
So basically our plan is at the end of that, we're gonna put it back to 4-inch and have a V-band and then just probably run stainless single exit all the way back. And then our intercooler piping, we're modifying the intercooler piping that was originally for the Tacoma. So we'll still have that same look of titanium everywhere in the engine bay, which is just a flex at the end of the day. And it's gonna look really sick. So with this build, we had like all these parts to upgrade things on the R32, as well as for the future R34 sedan project. If you guys don't know about that, subscribe and stay tuned because that will be coming. That we're just kind of laying around for like multiple projects. And one of them that's really cool that we actually ended up utilizing is this Chase Bays, which they don't sponsor us, but they should. So it's a brake booster delete, and then it also has a brake bias valve on it. Honestly, it's weird that I've gone like this far in drifting and not really messed with brake bias, but after I got the sim, I really started playing around with running like pretty much all front brakes. So as much as they'd let me, usually it's like 80%, and it really is like amazing for left foot braking, and especially like when you're on banks and things like that. So after doing that, I was like, we absolutely need that. Formula drift rules do require that you have your foot brake controls all 4 corners and then a separate handbrake for your rear brakes. But really, honestly, like the more I've driven, I'm like, ideally I would just have foot brake on the front brakes and handbrake on the rear brakes and just have them separate systems, but that's not legal. Well guys, I think we're gonna cut it at this. I know I keep saying this is like the last fab episode, but it really truly should be. From here on out, we're gonna be diving in on the wiring, plumbing, and all the detail work and some kind of the missing components, getting all that stuff in. We're cooking along, giving her max effort, and I'm personally super stoked on how everything's coming out.
Stoked!
Putting them on the spot. If you guys want to help support this project, hit that subscribe button first of all and turn notifications on, as well as checking out our merch on haugenracing.com. Every purchase goes back into the builds and making more videos. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys in a couple days. Peace. JMO.
Peace!